new day, a new era. A couple days left in 2020. Hopefully you're making your next move, your best move. If you haven't did anything, if you haven't started that business, start it. If you haven't bought that course, buy it. If you haven't consulted with your attorney, your CPA, your mentor, about your wealth, now's the time. So Dr. Boyce, because I listen to him often, right? I listen to him because he talks about the stocks. He has the Black Business School, and I'm a part of the Powernomics group. So, like every week they go over different things on, how to build black wealth. So he talked about how is wealth a priority for people, right? The people that build wealth is a priority. So whether you come from money or not, if wealth is a priority, you'll find a way to start building it, right? So we can easily say, my mom was poor, my dad was poor, my aunt was poor, my sister was poor, my cousin was poor, blah, blah, blah. But if you're serious about getting out of that poor mindset, if you're serious about, moving, your family or moving yourself and your finances, then guess what? You will try your best to find the tools, the people, the network, the classes, the seminars, whatever it is that you need to get, you're going to get it because wealth is now a priority for you, right? So instead of you going and spending $1,000 on a belt or a Louis belt or a Gucci belt, you're spending $1,000 on a course because you understand delayed gratification. You understand that, okay, well, if I spend $1,000 on a course, this course can potentially help me make some new money, which this new money can now allow me to invest in some stocks or real estate, or become like an angel investor where now my money can work for me, right? So if you're interested in wealth, you're going to do things that's going to bring you in wealth, riches, prosperity, and abundance. If that's not a priority, you're not going to do it. And then, he goes to say that, when you also are interested in building wealth and you're interested in moving forward, guess what? You also have to have the heart for it, right? You can't be bitter and conniving and miserable and hateful trying to build wealth, because wealth is what? Abundance, right? Abundance of knowledge, right? That's what wealth is, an abundance of money, an abundance of time, an abundance of friends, an abundance, of all of this. But if you got a bitter heart, you got a miserable mindset, you depressed all the time, you're negative, you're upset all the time, and you mad at everybody else because you're not where you need to be, then you can't put wealth as a priority because you're too busy thinking in lack, right? So for me, I have a pure heart. Like, I want to see people genuinely win. I really mean that. Like, I really want to see more black people starting businesses, investing in the stock market, investing in real estate, becoming real estate brokers, real estate agents, real estate, investors, more black people loving each other, more black people coming together, unifying, with one another. But again, you got to have that heart. If your heart is sour, you can't build wealth. You can't, right? Because your heart is sour. So wealth has to be a priority. And that's why I have my Black Wealth class. I'm still running my Black Friday deal for $75 for the whole year. It's a small investment to get a lot of knowledge to be able to now understand that wealth has to be a priority. Instead of throwing a $4,000 birthday, a birthday bash for my 1-year-old or my 5-year-old, No, that $4,000, I'm going to buy my 1-year-old or my 5-year-old some stocks. I'm going to get them a life insurance policy. I'm going to invest in some real estate for them. I'm going to invest in a business for them, right? So it's like helping your child get ahead. That's what wealth is about, right? Helping your child get ahead. My cousin, his grandmother died and she left him a whole condo that she already paid for. So that's wealth. Now he can live somewhere rent-free. He ain't got to worry about paying rent. So the other money he can stack and put it into stocks. He could put it into bonds. He could put it in, to other real estate, right? So that's wealth. So his grandmother gave him a hand up, not a handout, but she gave him a hand up, right? So in his brain, this is what he's going to do to his kids. He's going to make sure his kids always got somewhere to live, right? So this is what wealth's all about, guys, right? You got to have the pure heart for wealth. You got to have the clear mind, to start building wealth. And you got to understand the principles behind it, right? How do people get rich? They get rich in real estate, in the stock market, or business. Not the job, not the 401k, not the Social Security, not the SSI or whatever, whatever it is that, people have to depend on. No. They don't. They do not depend on the job. People get rich through real estate, through stocks, and through business. Not a job. So again, if you're interested in building wealth, you know that your job is not it. You know that you need to start a business. And the reason that you start a business so that you can generate income, so you can put it into real estate, so you can put it into some stocks so that the money can become passive, right? See, I work my business so that now the money that I do work for, I can put it into stocks. I can put it into real estate where that money now can work for me, right? Because I'm not going to be doing this business my whole life. Right? I'm not going to be doing videos at 85, 75 years old, doing videos, right? At some point, there comes a point in everybody's life that you have to say, all right, well, is my money now working harder for me, right? But of course, you have to have the wealth mindset, right? Your mind has to be focused on wealth. And if your mind is not focused on wealth, guess what? It is very, very hard, guys, to build it, right? Because you're going to be in that scarcity mindset. You're going to be scared all the time. You're going to be in lack all the time. You're going to be in fear. You're going to be in fear to, invest in yourself, right? You're going to be in fear to, get a course. You're going to be in fear to, go to a seminar, right? It's going to be that fearfulness that stops you, right? And you can't build wealth in fear. Right? It has to be, you have to have the flowing heart. Your heart has to be flowing. Your mind has to be flowing. You have to feel good about what you're doing, right? And then being able to now move forward and show and help others, whether it's your children, your spouse, or perfect strangers, right? So for me, I'm doing my pop-up shop, right? And I'm supposed to do it with a couple of friends, right? And, they bailed out on me, right? Because, they was in it for the money. They need to make money, right? My heart was, I just want to help some people make some money because all these malls are closed and pop-up shops is popping. Pop-up shops is where people are really getting their business out there and their businesses are surviving and thriving because of pop-up shops. Okay, so let me be a part of this movement of helping other businesses make money, right? I'm not in it for the money, right? Now, of course, I'll make money, but if I say, I'm gonna do a pop-up shop just to make $1,000, just to make $500, I'm not gonna do it because I sit home and make 6 figures, right? So I have a different heart from them, right? I gotta make money. If I ain't making no money, I ain't doing. All right, well then, guess what, sis? Then this ain't for you. So they bailed out on me. But my thing was, I want to help more people because I have a clear heart. I'm not hard up for money. I'm not hard up for time. My bills ain't lacking. Nothing's lacking, right? Nothing's lacking. But in turn, because the intention is pure, I'm not having a fake intention, right? You could have fake intentions, right? I don't have a fake intention of, oh yeah, I'm a front, like I really want to help people, but really, if I don't make no money, I ain't doing this shit no more. No, because reality is money's nothing. Unfortunately, people that live in lack don't realize that money's nothing. They live in lack. They don't realize that money ain't shit. Money's nothing but a fucking energy. And if you have bad energy, you'll never have money. If you got good energy, you'll always have money, right? Because you will attract that type of energy to you, right? So now, even though my intention is pure and I really just want to help people, guess what? By default, I'm gonna make more money. By default, I'm gonna make more money. By default, I'm gonna make more money because my intention was to truly, genuinely help people, right? By default, I'm gonna make more money at the pop-up shop. I'm gonna do a raffle. I'm gonna make more money. The vending tables, I'm gonna make more money. And then guess what? After this pop-up, guess what? There's gonna be people that saying, Tanisha, when is your next pop-up? Let me pay right now to hold my spot for the next pop-up. Because I got people already texting me and calling me saying, oh, I know your pop-up is sold out, but can I pay now for the next pop-up? They don't even know when the next pop-up going to be. But because my intention is pure, right, people can see that, right? And see, that's the difference. That's why I got friends in categories. You're in this category. We could talk about smoking weed. We could talk about hanging out and drinking. And I got friends that we could talk about wealth. We could talk about building. We could talk about this, right? I got other people that, we could gossip about bullshit, right? We could talk about our kids and, school and all the other shit, right? So I know the categories, right? But thank God I'm where I am because now I'm more open-minded. I'm more open-hearted, right? And I'm helping my children to understand building wealth. I'm helping my family, right? My husband, right? To understanding building wealth, right? So again, guys, if wealth is your priority, if wealth is your priority, guys, guess what? You're going to do everything in your power, in your energy to build it. If you're in lack, you can't build wealth. If you praying and you got bad and negative energy, you can't build wealth. You can't be talking about God is good, but then you don't like your daughter. You don't like your sister. You don't like your grandmother. You don't like, your baby father. God is good, but fuck those other people. No, that's not of God. That's of the devil. The devil's two-faced. The devil's not clear-minded, right? So, you got to figure this out. So if wealth is your priority, guys, start building wealth. And how do you start building wealth? You start by getting the education. You start by getting knowledge. You start by getting around people that are building wealth. This is how. That's why I have courses for people to invest in themselves. You can start with $75 to get the Black Wealth class for $75. I got over 100 hours of training on things about building wealth. You start with education, not with, oh, I just want to start a business and start making money. You need the education. That's why people fail. People come to me all the time. Oh, you know what, Tanisha, I don't want to spend $1,700 on a course, or I don't want to spend $2,000 on a course. Okay, well, don't. But in the reality, you're going to end up spending more money on mistakes than if you would have just got the step-by-step education. But again, when you think in lack, everything else is lack. Everything else is around you is lack. So you're not gonna want to spend $2,000 up front. Oh, let me spend, 50 grand over the next year. Or let me spend 10 grand over the next year, when I could have just spent $2,000 to really learn how to get to the game. But again, when you think in lack, that's why people broke. That's why people unhealthy. That's why people have bitter relationships. That's why people are miserable, because they think in lack. I love everybody, even my enemies, people that don't like me. I love them too, right? Because all it is the energy, right? All it is that you're living in lack, right? All it is that you're not where you want to be, so you're mad at me, right? And I understand all that's nothing but energy, but I love everybody, right? I love everybody. Now I keep certain people at a distance, right? I love them at a distance, but at the end of the day, I'm pure. I can sleep at night, knowing my bills is paid, knowing my kids is good, knowing that I'm building wealth, knowing that, I'm putting things in place. I'm not just out here naked. I got life insurance. I got stocks. I got real estate. I got a network of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm connected to people that are connected to people. Right? And this is what it boils down to, friends. Right? So it's like you got to make your next move your best move. And if you don't make your next move your best move, then don't worry about building nothing, because you're going to work your job until the day you die. You're going to work your job until the day you die. And that's right there, my friends, something scary as hell to me. I don't want to work a job, work for somebody else. I care about my years on earth. I care about my life. I care about my time. I care about my mental health. And a job is not good for my mental health. A job is not good for my physical health. I give a damn about myself enough to not want to bow down to help somebody that don't even like me and go to a job every single day that I don't like. Then I'm a waste of time. I'm a waste of life. Then I might as well not be here if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to really be doing, and it's really building wealth. Spending all my time, all my money, all my energy into building wealth. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Period. So a job ain't about building wealth, so I don't need no job. So again, but you got to make that decision. You got to make that as a priority. You got to look and say, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Do I really supposed to be building wealth or not? Because if not, then you're a waste of life. Right? Waste of life. That's why I told my daughter, this whole corona thing is spiritual. Every 10 years, the world needs a cleansing. You got to get rid of the non-productive parasites, whether it's the evil people or the poor people, right? If you're not producing in the world, you're useless to the world. It's unfortunate, When you're not producing in the world, you're useless to the world. When you're not producing in the world, you're useless to the world. So it's like a waste of life. So every 10 years, there becomes a cleansing of the earth. The ones that are not producing and productive have to go. So, got to make your next move your best move. You got to get on the wheel of production. You got to get on the wheel and the mindset of winning. You got to get on the wheel and the mindset of producing. This is the only way for you and your family to get ahead. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And like I said, I'm still running the deal. I'm still running the bundle deal for the 4 courses for less than $350, and the Black Wealth class for $75. Once January 1st, 2020 come, all that changes. So if you miss out, then you asked out. You just gonna have to pay me more. That's it. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.